But as always, feel free to share the link. We are live stream. We are live now on our YouTube channel, and we will probably have people tuning in, students looking for some last minute extra credit or, places to hang out. But of course, it is Monday. Welcome back to our Monday night online open mic. My name is Richie, aka Dead Wall Reveries, and this is the Stay at Home Open Mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. We are based out of El Paso, Texas, but because of the magic of the internet, we are going to be able to connect with people from all over the country, all over the world, and it's going to be nice. And as always, this is an online platform where we encourage people to share their work, their creative work, anything that they're maybe working on, maybe something that they want to dust off, maybe they want to try something new. And of course, we also do the cover poem. If you guys have anyone that you'd love to showcase their work, whether it be a colleague, a friend, someone in the community, or just someone who has already been established, it's all welcome here. We have about 5 to 7 minutes for each performer to do their thing. Normally, it's not too full of a list, so feel free to do your thing, guys. Please share your social media, any links to maybe upcoming workshops or your own open mics or events of any sort. And more importantly, that merchandise. It is the holiday season, so I always recommend people support our peeps during the holiday season. So if you had a book, caps, beanies, merch, whatever, you can share that. In fact, I'm going to find the link right now. We do have a t-shirt that we have via our friends at Rap Seminar. I'm going to be brief. I'm going to try and be brief here on the show and then get all our performers up here, but a couple of front business stuff. So if you guys are here tuning in for the first time, I always encourage people to subscribe to our channel. You can also click on that bell to be notified whenever we go live in the future. And of course, we do have a lot of content that we're catching up on, especially as the semester is ending. I'm going to be uploading more live open mics, as well as other series that I have planned, Fresh Cuts, which is like a studio series, and a couple other tricks up our sleeve. Lastly, I've been notified there is a resolution from our city council. We are going to get our own official day in our city. Tuesday, December 13th is going to be officially Barbed Wire Open Mic Day in the city of El Paso. It is really quite an honor. Still feels pretty surreal. But we're going to be celebrating somehow next Tuesday. So if you guys are interested, let me know. I know that it's like during the day, but we might even just do like a casual get together in the evening. And of course, we have live open mics all throughout the month of December as well. Definitely encourage you guys to check it out. If you are ever in the El Paso area or passing through, make sure to stop by. Maybe we can, maybe you can't make an open mic, but we can shoot a video session of your poetry or your music. With that said, we welcome a variety of performers. Anything's welcome: prose, poetry, music. I feel like I'm forgetting. Anyway, without further ado, I think I'm just going to go ahead and kick things off because it always works best when I talk the least. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer things over and kick things off in El Paso, actually. And we're going to welcome Robin Schofield back to the show, who always is such a great opener. Anyway, Robin, how are you doing tonight? Welcome. Good to have you.
Hey, Richie.
Go ahead and take it away.
I'm doing pretty good. I hope everybody's doing well. And I'm going to read some poems that I haven't read in quite a while. And I think I was writing them after I had gone to Philadelphia, and I was staying somewhat near, was it Valley Forge? Something like that, something about the revolution. Anyway, this is called Passage to the North. I didn't see the hawks today, hunting rodents over the long grasses while floating flapless over the ridge. They have likely departed north. Nature gives them an extra charge. Just today, though, I heard the songbirds start up again, a sweet performance. Desert marigolds are about to bloom. Give them 2 weeks to migrate across the desert scape. Which way, America? Liberty is always farther north. follow the star out of one danger zone into another, la fronteriza, to hear the questions. Who are you? What do you want? Where are you going? Where are you from? You must step up to the threshold, singing birds who think the hawk is gone. Heading north like the birds, you arrive at the checkpoint with only what you can carry on your back and hold in your hands. You go in the footsteps of the revolution. You go from your life that made you leave, your home not even as safe as a nest in the ground. Okay, that one was for the migrants. And this one is called Harvest. I dig into the hard ground, trying to plant Queen's wreath vine. The caliche is so hard, I dulled the pickaxe. I have left off the old wines and new beers. I miss the taste of a golden summer. I want the bees to keep making honey. While I rest, the dragonflies will die before the first freeze. A golden darning needle by the white stones. Does he know what a short time he has by the slant of the sun? I have left off dreaming, except to say, I break stuff in my dreams. A shattered phone, a cracked window, a book I used to love. Where are the amethyst flowers I wanted to plant in the cold dirt when a stiff breeze blows? I can tell by the slant of the sun that a killing freeze is on the way, no matter the temperature, no matter the barometric pressure. My steps feel lighter in the fall, quickened by the coming darkness. And then the place I was in Pennsylvania was called King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. It was a very strange place. I'm not sure anyone lived there. It seemed like it was all casinos and restaurants. Anyway, this is for King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Steady rain for months now that it's June, and the Pennsylvania master gardeners are all worried about root rot. I think no one lives in this town. They commute to the casino and eat out at the many expensive restaurants with their plentiful produce and farm fresh portions. Yet here is the entrance to Valley Forge, where soldiers once spent a harsh winter. The trees so tall, I can't see the sky. Maples, beeches, ginkgo, oak, hemlock. Everything grows here in mounded beds. Vinca, marigold, petunia, dragon leaf dianthus. So easy to shove a spade into the ground. The black dirt, unlike the hard scrabble caliche in the Chihuahuan desert where I live. And somehow it's a comfort to sit in a cold room with 1,100 others who also know that the climate crisis is real. We can discuss the foreboding news while they pass out the bottled water. I don't take any. I don't touch my breakfast. It's too much. There's a glut. And now I want to do a cover poem about the desert. It's called Counting What the Cactus Contains by Patty Ann Rogers, who's a really awesome naturalist, poet. I think she's from Colorado, maybe somewhere in the Southwest. And anyway, you should look her up. Elf owl, cactus wren, fruit flies incubating in the only womb they'll ever recognize. Shadow for the sand rat, spines and Barbary ribs clenched with green wax. 7,000 thorns, each a water slide, a wooden tongue licking the air dry. Inside, early morning mist captured intact, the taste of drizzle sucked and sun split. Whistle of the red-tailed hawk at midnight, rush of the leaf-nosed bat, the soft slip of fog easing through sand held in tandem. Counting the vertigo of its attitudes across the evening in the wood of its latticed bones, the eye sockets of every saint of thirst in the gullet of each night-blooming flower, the crucifix of the arid. In its core, a monastery of cells, a brotherhood of electrons, a column of expanding darkness where matter migrates and sparks whirl, and travel has no direction, where distance bends backward over itself, and the ascension of Venus, the stability of Polaris are crucial. The cactus, containing whatever can be said to be there, plus the measurable tremble of its association with all those who have been counting. So that's a really great poem by Patty Ann Rogers. And you can find me on Facebook and under my name and message me there if you want to buy my book, Flow. Where's a copy of it? Here's a copy of it. Yeah, it's got a really nice cover photo by Sandy Torres, if Sandy's around on YouTube. And it won a little award from librarians. So since I have another book coming out in the spring, I've got this one on sale. So, and what else? Looking forward to Vale's workshop in Tumblewords. That should be really good. And it won't be hard, Vale. Don't worry about it. So that's all I have.
Right. That was awesome. Thank you, Robin, so much. And yeah, lots of plugs there. Definitely check out Tumblewords. If you guys are watching for the first time, it's a great generative writing workshop series. You'll hear quite a bit about it tonight or during this broadcast. But you can look up Tumblewords Project on Facebook and kind of be kept up to date with the weekly workshops. And thank you, Robin. Check out Flow. You always got to quantify that that was an award given by librarians. You know, if you're going to get an award, it might as well be from the librarians, right, for your book. We're going to go ahead and keep going. Someone, a big supporter of local scene and his scene, but they do some really great stuff. And they're just a model of a great organization. But I always call them our own lighthouse. But that's always just a segue into his plug. Let's go ahead and welcome Michael Sindler to the mic. What's going on, man?
Hey, yes, I will segue right into lighthousewriters.org. Fantastic resource, great thing, all kinds of different stuff going on. I actually did an event the other night, the first time I actually did a reading at Lighthouse in years. So it felt really good to be there in person. And not only did we do that, I was part of the new anthology we just put out, but also reading and introducing her new book is a great El Paso alum, Cheryl Luna, who I got mine autographed. So it was, I don't know about y'all, I'm a huge, gigantic fan of her work, and just to show that she is the real deal. This is not just some little publisher. This is Notre Dame University Publishing. She is the real deal. Well, I was thinking about what to do. I decided, you know, I could do a bar thing, because just seeing how Kirstie Alley died, but I don't really like Kirstie Alley that much, so I decided not to go that route. And I decided I picked out a cover poem, and I thought, oh, I'll just do all my stuff that sort of will go along with my cover poem. And so that being said, I thought I would, let me see which one I want to read first. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go way back in time. And, I've been doing this reading old stuff thing. You still got to enable screen share there, Richie. You've got it's not able. There we go.
It is my bad. Kid and I were fighting each other. We kept on disabling and enabling.
Okay, good.
Oops.
So I'm assuming you're seeing this picture, right? Okay, now what we're going to do here, this is going to be interesting for me because I need to somehow pull my poem up. I didn't think about that. Sorry, kids. Jesus, what have I done? Okay, here we go. I'm going way back to high school. This is actually a poem of mine from high school. And that image you're looking at is from a great classic film called Dream of Wild Horses, and this is on seeing Dream of Wild Horses. And you will note probably that at the time I was very much influenced by Bachelor Lindsay and Ferlinghetti, just starting to develop. Okay. Horses, wild, free, supple tendons of their legs, wet, glistening. They churn cool, cold waves into steam, multiplying as they run at full frenzied gallop. They run, filling my eyes with sleek imagery, tender, fragile legs beating from water to land and back again to water, to be, alas, at last, devoured and licking, growing, feeling fingers of flame. They rise, resurrected phoenixes, to submerge once again into Mother Ocean. And again, this is probably better if you've actually seen the thing. So I'm going to move on here to another image. And this is a piece that is actually here in the wonderful Denver Art Museum. And see if I can make all this work. Okay, we're seeing that again. And this is the welded horse for Deborah Butterfield. She's red, the color of blood, the color of flame. She's brown, the color of rust, the color of earth, the color of autumn grass on the side of the freeway. She's hard, she's crumbled, welded, scrapped, broke down, and welded back again into a new shape, a new reality, a new life. She stands on narrow yet resilient, powerful limbs, their twisted members held in tensile growth, rising strong like trees to hold her bulk. Her body is twisted, bent, punctured, and emaciated, but still full of intensity and purpose, still graceful after one accident, one punishing blow after another. Her neck cranes out a bridge to her proud and savage skull. Her head, whose own members twist into insolence, a prideful expression of survival. What sounds, bangs, squeals, grinding, screeches, acetylene hisses, and brushed swooshes has she heard as she came to life? What words of wonder has she heard from passers-by who marvel or question or gasp, entranced by her unlikely and intense power and beauty? Is she even aware of them? Does she note their passing as she stands immobile in her proud, hard-won, renovated, and resilient repose? No movement, no motion, no intrusive sound or pointing finger can dissolve her resolve to make her startle and flee. She stands as a totem, a testament, a monument to the continuity at the heart of change, the growth at the root of decay. She stands as beauty at the tenderness of trauma, at home in her isolation, her prairie of gypsum, stone, and wood, her metal glory bent but never conquered, resting in constant grace. And do one more of these, and this is, speaking of tumble words, this is from a piece I wrote during a tumble words session that I actually facilitated, for better or worse. And this one is called Equus Numa. You can see the image, right? Okay, good. You stampede through my dreams. You are the blood red mare. You are the long maned spirit. You are the miracle of movement. You are the whinnying song echoing in the canyon. You race through my thought. You are the prancer in the rain. You are the unbroken promise. You are the circling certainty. You are the dancing destiny flying to my heart. And so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and the whole reason why I went into this whole horse thing. Oh, I just realized this could be problematic. Sorry, folks, I'm going to do something weird here while we wait. Okay. This is the only way I'm going to be able to make this work. Here we go. And again, we have a picture. And this one is by a really great poet, one of the greatest living poets, in my opinion, Gary Snyder, last of the really great beat poets. And this is called Hay for Horses. He had driven half the night from far down San Joaquin through Mariposa, up the dangerous mountain roads, and pulled in at 8 a.m. with his big truckload of hay behind the barn. With winch and ropes and hooks, we stacked the bales up clean to splintery redwood rafters, high in the dark flecks of alfalfa whirling through shingle cracks of light, itch of hay dust in the sweaty dirt and shoes. At lunchtime, under black oak out in the hot corral, the old mare nosing lunch pails, grasshoppers crackling in the weeds. I'm 68, he said. I first bucked hay when I was 17. I thought that day I started, I sure would hate to do this all my life. And damn it, that's just what I've gone and done. Now, if that ain't Zen, I don't know what is, folks. So you gotta love some Gary Snyder. Thank y'all very much.
Alrighty then, and I tip my cap to you. I like the theme set. That was awesome. Mike's another check out lighthousewriters.org, and you catch him not only in this space but in other online spaces. Thanks. It's always great having you here, man. And of course, he's got his awesome art behind him. So if you missed it, go back on the YouTube channel and replay. You can rewind. That's one of the cool things about YouTube. You can go back just a little bit on the timeline, and if you miss anything, you can catch it. That's it. We do have a replay of all our past shows. If you really like a poet, we got tags on there provided by Kit. That is really, really helpful to help us archive. And I'm just going to pull the Band-Aid off on this one. Kid, I may have accidentally deleted your comment on the last video. I tried to pin it and I might have clicked the wrong option. So I need to double check that, but I know you do so much work on that. So that's why I said just letting you know. I'm gonna have to double check right now. If not, I'll do it personally. But if you are tuning in, what is up? Say hi, hello in the live chat. I know that Robin mentioned Sandy right now. Sandy usually tunes in and catches us live. She's even participated a couple times. But we're gonna go ahead and continue, and we're gonna move to the West Coast and visit the Bay Area, where we have the one, the only Finn Bell, who's got possibly poetry, possibly story, but most definitely some awesome work. All right, let's go ahead. Finn Bell, what's up? We missed you last time. It's great to have you back today. Hello, hello.
Good to be back. And apologies in advance. I'm going to be sharing and then having to leave because I have to call somebody. So so I'm going to share 2 poems tonight. One of them is mine and one of them is something I came across, and it very much fed and nourished my soul this week. I really needed that poem. So it came sort of as a answer to a prayer. So this first poem is mine. It's called Titans Lost. 245 million years ago, sinks into layers of history, becomes dust. We innocently learn the negligence of how to be fearful, erase remnants inside a scope once upon a time, magnificent, know intimately how to look out of style, but cannot comprehend extinct without thinking it solely definition, never reality. This is our disdain. This is our conceit. My patience for prophesied decay becomes agony. I await the day of our decline into mystery, lauded accomplishment lining strata of refuse, becoming one with ash, but not finding grace in rejoining Mother Earth and dispersing our atoms into pure energy. We will not be a conversation, not a memory, meaningless data on unending repetition, perhaps. Are our thoughts and words as enduring as teeth and bone, ovum and mollusk? Do we fool ourselves that we will evolve into the stuff of legends? We boast of our brief existence here, call each footprint embedded in soil worthy of mention in history, say we are witnesses to the quaking of the earth as the titans of myth themselves roam. We are merely fairy tales, not even the ones woven to enthrall. We are the cautionary tales that cause errant brats to flee terrified into their beds, that air out the shadows that we want to shroud us in abandonment, lascivious arms tugging us back into corners. I imagine when the tide rises and falls. I imagine when the tide rises and falls, the earth and heavens think to hint at our old movements before they wash away into amnesiac bliss once more. The leaves on the last summer trees rustle in parody of our now atrophied musculature, imitate our rage at realizing how we mean nothing at all in this story moving forward. Mock how we can only lay dormant and envy life in emerging volcanoes while they bubble and instigate new rumor. We try, but we cannot summon a sensation akin to eruption. Watch closely now the wonder of aviation, the brilliance in flight as the great terrible lizards flash us our former glory lining their downy underside. Momentary radiance of Helios in their feathers as they rejoice in their own able wingspan and take flight. When generations arriving, departing, living, dying speak of salvation, we are not going to be that savior. We are not the immortal ones. And then I'm going to finish with this beautiful, beautiful poem that I found by Toby Kasim called A Blind Spot Awash. And if I give up on consequences, is that despair or passion? I can't protect myself from either. The lantern swinging, bearing down, pressing the dark to a sliver of shade at the edge of my field of vision, my body alight in the seat of this question and indecisive. If to be moved through, de-throated, the groove in the thoroughfare. I felt reduced waking up, crumpled by the water, an amniotic curve along the shore. My only shape was having been carried, left at rest, and everything I thought I could lose when I followed the rushes back resurfaced. Wings tucked just so, or grasses threaded gently from ear to ear, rewiring their small skulls. I understood the first mercy of diving is blindness. Those parachutes blooming, the drag that yanked me back to my body, almost touching my lungs. Thank you. And I wanted to mention that there's an ongoing writing contest that I am co-judging with Elemental the Poet. It's called Dreaming of Chaos. It's writing flash fiction or poetry on the concept of the alternate story of The Wizard of Oz. You could find all that information on my other Instagram account, which is Tala Lily Art. And the two prizes, the grand prizes, there's only one prize, but they would be Terry Rose Jertson's book, The Chameleon Chronicles, and Frog Corpse's book, The Morning Hour. Those are the two grand prizes. Yay! I'll put that in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. And you also have I love it. That's a great send-off. You have to make that a tradition now. I love it. And also Jukebox Poetry Open Mic this week, and a Goddess Showcase next week. If you guys want to know more, check out Vocabulary. Any links you want to put down there, and I'll share on the YouTube channel as well. I like that. I'm gonna steal that for my live shows. No, I've done it before. It's so fun. It's so fun to do. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep going. Check out those events. Like I said, I've said it before, but we've created this unique like spider web of connections between not just this show, but other online mics and workshops and all sorts of cool people. You mentioned Elemental. That dude's so awesome. You know, we miss some, you know, he always does great work. And so check out the Dreams of Chaos contest. And speaking of, you know, connecting with peeps, our next performer, while he does read here and other various online mics, he gets to put on his hosting hat tomorrow, and I'll let him talk more about it. For now, he's going to go ahead and share a little bit of poetry, joining us from South Euclid, Ohio. Let's go ahead and bring back to the mic. Always good to have you, sir. It's Doc Janning. What's up, man?
Well, I heard my hosting duties will not be tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow on the 13th. So come join me and listen to the words of John Burroughs. And speaking of words, this is a poem I wrote for our city, which has become the mayor's favorite poem and may wind up being the city's official poem. Its title is Words. In between ancient bluestone in our quarried north and bustling humanity on store-lined main streets, South Euclid is a city of homes. We are a city of people, a city of ideas, where words touch minds, hearts, and souls in a profusion of ways with a myriad of meanings. Words of families and loved ones, words of religious leaders, words of teachers and students in our schools, both public and private, and at Notre Dame College. Words of artists and writers, musicians and poets, words of those who help safeguard our health and safety, words of our government and those within it, words of all who live and or work in our city, as well as are heard the voices of stones, ghosts of the past and shades of the future, all being heard in their numberless ways, expressing their hopes, their desires, and their dreams in all their disparate ways. We come together for the common good, to draw on our past, to work in our present, to plan for our future. We come together and thrive. The last line is the motto of the city of South Euclid. Denouement. From fiery showers of ancient skies and fimble winter of serene snowball earth, flows Gaia's fecund music and vivid dreams. All echo in silent samsara, on eternal flight among the stars, on wings of snowflakes stolen from the moon. Dawns and twilights come and go in filigreed infinite indolent cycles of day and night. Life burgeons and changes, changing itself and that around it. Azure's arcane laughter, the laughter of seasons, surrounds, frames all. Nothing blooms, becomes fragrant everything, then returns, a denouement of desire undone into rising dark, wrung from the fabric of light, amid the haggard indifference of infinity and the Lethean pools of forever. And all becomes lost in endless entropy. And I will finish with something I pulled out of the past. Its title is Winds of Time. Winds of time, like a zephyr, touched his soul, stormed across his mind. Dawn came as a thunderbolt, striking from within clouds, searing like flame the emptiness. The past awakened, he closed his eyes, opened to its rushing flow. Time flew past, taking him. He looked, saw into his past, moving through to the beginning, holding in one hand a fragment, and karma flooded into his being. Thank you.
Oh no, Doc, thank you. How you doing? So that's cool. If you ever make that official poem of a city, that's great. Make sure to ask for the key though, okay?
They may also put it into a mural on the side of a building.
Oh, well, there you go. I think that is a great way to honor the work. Before we move on, so you mentioned next Tuesday, getting to flex your hosting muscles. Is there anything else coming up that you'd like to mention?
Nothing else at the moment, other than an event I had set up has to be postponed until the spring. It's called Porcelains and Poetry. It's an ekphrastic poetry event at a local museum, and unfortunately, ticket sales fell flat. We only sold one ticket, and it was supposed to be this coming Saturday, so had to postpone.
Well, I mean, it could have been like the ultimate one best fan ever, and that could have been worth it. No, I don't know. I get it.
No, we had expenses that were going to pile up, and we couldn't afford it.
All right, gotcha. All right, cool. Well, we'll be on the lookout for more from you. Thank you, Doc, for joining us as always. Appreciate it, man. Cool. All right, let's switch back up here. What is up, lovely peeps? Once again, welcome to our Monday night online open mic. Cheers. Got myself some nice coffee. Yes, nighttime coffee. It's how a night owl like me rolls. We're going to go ahead and continue as our wonderful online mic travels from place to place in the snap of an instant. So we're going to go from South Euclid, Ohio, and visit Pittsburgh for our next two performers. That's right, the Burg of Pitt. I had what? Sorry, scratch that. Let's go ahead and just welcome someone who's been here before. As Kit says, always great to see when people return. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Andrew Pryor. What's up, Andrew? You got some short fiction for us, huh?
I do.
Awesome,
Yeah, I have
man.
one decently shortish, longish short story that I want to read. And it's called Thaw. So here we go. When I can't sleep, I go outside and make snow angels. I swish my arms in the dark while the sky is pale and black and waiting. Everything's quiet, and I feel like I could dig a hole to China if the night would go on forever, and fill it in behind me if the snow would keep on snowing. It tickles my face, and I laugh, quiet like the snow is, so I won't wake Uncle Hoke up. When I told Uncle Hoke what I was reading about at the library, he started naming all the food in our fridge. The cheese was Cheryl, the eggs were Johnny and Ellen, the cans of beer were Bill and Bob and Benjamin. When he went out on what he called his business trips, I put some of his stuff in the fridge. His watch was Walter. His shoes were Henry and Holly, and they were in love. His thick black gun I picked up by the barrel, and I laid it down in the lettuce crisper like a baby in a crib, and I named it Frank. Me and Uncle Hoke live at the end of town in a place where they dumped all the extra road cement after they stopped making the roads. There's a field of tall grass behind us and the big woods to the right of us, which Uncle Hoke is scared of, even though he doesn't let me know it. There's a padlock and a chain hanging from our trailer door and a sign, condemned by the county in big red letters, that Uncle Hoke stole from I don't know where. I asked him about it, and he said when people see it, they'll think someone else will get us so they don't have to. My mama walked into the woods and didn't come out, back when I was still learning to walk. Uncle Hoke said she had on her long white nightshirt. He says he'll beat my ass if he ever sees me outside in less than 3 layers. I had this Barbie doll with a wedding dress and one eye missing that I buried in a snow pile next to the woods line after I ripped off the bottom half of the dress. I find things I like seashells and Tootsie Rolls, and I bury them in the snow to see if they'll still be there when the snow melts. They almost always are. Through extreme temperatures, cryonicists argue that the brain can survive the freezing process without any significant damage, provided that, hey you, kid, who are you? I stand with a book in my hand, looking at the girl at the other end of the library aisle. She's got perfectly curled hair, bright pink coat with no rips or holes in it, sneakers with no scuffs, and pictures on the sides of Barbie with both eyes, inside little pink hearts. I'm going to tell somebody that you're here again, she says, not looking at me, and walks away. I stick the book under my shirt and walk out. I'm going to bring it back. Those are the rules. I know you're in there, says the voice from outside. Me and Hoke are curled up against the wall, quiet like the snow, facing the fridge. I'm in Hoke's lap, and so is Frank. Come out, come out, come out, the man sings, tapping against the trailer wall with his fists. Uncle Hoke stands up, dumping me on the floor. What? I say, and he opens the fridge door, yanks all the shelves out. Cheryl and Johnny and Bill and Bob all go flying. Hope grabs me and stuffs me in the fridge, and I yell, and the fridge swallows my yell up. I'm crying, but nobody can see me, so it doesn't count. Then I hear the shot, and every other noise inside my head dies. It's just for a little bit, Uncle Hoke says. I stare at the truck, rust creeping on the sides. The chain that used to be on the door is now wrapped around the trailer hitch. Just a little while, Uncle Hoke says. Too many people looking for us now. I stare out towards the woods. 28 different things buried out in the snow. 29 if you count Mama. I nod at Uncle Hoke, and he heads around to the other side of the trailer. And I wait, and I wait, and then I run as fast as my legs will carry me towards the woods. I hear him shout, and I know I'm not wearing my coat, but he can't beat my ass if he can't catch me. I dig my way past hanging branches and pine needles, and I sit down with my back against the largest tree I ever saw, and I sit and I wait again. I breathe out. The sun is fading, and I hear Uncle Hoke coming after me. He shouts my name. He sounds scared. I always knew he was scared of the forest. I rub my hands together, but I'm not worried. There's less snow on the ground than there used to be, but there's enough to bury me deep until the spring comes, when all the snow will melt and everything will come back again, including me, and it'll be like nothing changed at all. That's it.
Oh man, thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. I always love when we get more fiction on these shows. That's great, Andrew. Are you publishing these anywhere?
Not yet.
Not yet. Plans to. Maybe. I mean, do you have anything you'd like to promote? Any social media places where you do like post your stuff or anything like that?
I'm on Facebook, and also there's this podcast that I haven't updated in forever. But if you want to listen to more of my stuff, you can go there at storystoic.libsyn.com.
Story Stoke. I love that name. That is cool. Yeah, if you have any links, feel free to also share it. And great
I'll
having you.
post it in the
Thank you.
chat.
Cool. Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
All righty then. So we're gonna go ahead and stick around in Pittsburgh and have a visit with Bill Larkin, who'll be sharing some poetry, and of course, always grace to have them in our presence. Bill, what's up? How you doing today? Good to have you
Good.
here.
How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Go ahead and
Okay, I'm going to read 3 today. Just sort of random. The voices of the world. The clicks of the crickets out my door are louder than the music I am playing, but they syncopate the beat, lovingly laddering sound like water surrounding me. And I sing for the wishes of old, and I patter my hands and I tap fingertips on my desk. This is magic, this music, and the whoosh of a car up the hill, and the horn sounding blends with the music, the crickets, my body in motion, my voice wavering in the whine of electricity overhanging like high-flying wires through the cacophony, through the chaos, through every sound everywhere trembling together. The words emerging from the morass, hidden signals from my silent mind. I can hear voices in the noises of the world, and I listen, wondering where they would lead me if I were to follow them. Expectations unfolded. Success. I don't win this in the end. That isn't how this goes. Romance. I am harder to want than I am to love. Money. An unexpected windfall would send panic divisions of nets shredding. My body impoverishes me. Legacy. Children are amazing, and I cannot imagine wanting one. Power corrupts, and I am too flawed to be trusted. Knowledge. Every last atom anywhere could be nothing but thought. Prove me wrong. Unknowing is absolute. And this last one is for Andrew, who just read. He's my partner, and his birthday was the end of November. Shaped like a tree. Your lips pressing my mouth into the shape of your mouth, and your tongue spelling to me love, lust, the shape of your hands on me, how you love to grasp, hold, and fold me, time out of breath, out of becoming your oneness with you, the will of us together, our rapture ringing, our wicked tongues. Oh, you give me more to hold than I can carry without your arms supporting me. The way we fit together is the way the sparks of our infinite atoms fit together, electric and full of force, almost forced, but finally fusing and flowing together. We are bright like energy is bright, like love is bright, like elevation is bright, and the way your body is so much larger and stronger, but slower and gentler than my little lightning can be. I call you my tree. I call you my tall standing tower, my bastion, my belonging here in this boiling reality where currents, clouds, and warring weather wild together, trying to unmake us, but we are amalgam. You call me your little bear like I am so strong for my size, and I feel like it with your branches surrounding me. I am borne up, sky flying above my worry, my weariness, and I remind you of what it is like to be unmoored and unfettered. Thank you. I'll put my stuff in chat.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
basically,
Awesome.
I'm veiled Larkin basically everywhere, and I'm like the only one.
Awesome. I love the little koala you got there.
Andrew got it for me.
That's lovely.
And I have, I'll just really quickly plug this Saturday. I'm leading Temple Words in a workshop for anybody who goes to those. And I'm the feature for the Bonk Winter Showcase at 6 p.m. on Zoom Eastern Standard, Facebook event for that. And please feel free to donate to Nancy Mediterranean's The South Theater, where your donation will go directly to the production of my play, Words of the Prophets, in April. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, I pointed out the koala. Look at my cap. I got the cool koala shades on and everything on my cap. This is actually something that my cousin makes. These caps. It's called Arboreal. My younger cousin. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay. So really quick, I was getting messaged earlier by one of the coolest peeps I've known since I've been doing like poetry, like when I first started, like over a decade ago. So Rebelene, she's a filmmaker, an activist, a poet. She's going to be coming to El Paso. Well, she's on tour for her book, Music for Butterflies, Música para Mariposas. And she's going to be in El Paso on the 15th, performing at the Border Network for Human Rights. Couldn't remember it. Border Network for Human Rights. Yeah, I met her like over a decade ago when she was in college for anthropology. We would do like poetry shows together. So it's pretty cool stuff. I'm going to be posting it on BWOMS stuff. So if you're in El Paso and free around those days, definitely encourage you to check those things out. But if you are interested, I'm also going to leave a link to her website so you can see more of what she's got going on. I just wanted to give a quick plug and show some love. She just hit me up asking to help her promote and you know other things while she's in town. So boom, there's the website there on Zoom, and I'm gonna go ahead and post on YouTube as well. What's up, Sandy? Good to see you here as well on YouTube. Sandy, hombre de Chuco, that's me on there. All right, Rich. All right, let's go ahead and continue. The reason I brought it back to El Paso is because the show, we're bringing it back to El Paso, and as we often do, it's time to bring up Mr. Monday Night, as we've named him. The BWOMS bouncer, many nicknames as well. He started the cover poem tradition, as among many others here at the online mic. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to Mr. Kit Wren. Kit, what is up, man?
Thank you, Richie. Yes, many nicknames. Okay, and 3 of mine, and then the cover. We're not going to complicate things. We're not going to make it weird. Well, it'll be a little weird, but be within the normal parameters of weird. Yes, and Mom's right. She inspired me on the cover. That's a different story. Concreteness, as it is commonly used in this field, is an abstraction. It makes no distinction between carpet and tile, between yellow or green grass. These details are to be used, says the professor, to create a real feeling in the reader, whatever that means. This authenticity is the goal. Even though every tool in our toolbox is fictive, the reader too is fictive. His crying produces neither sound nor lacrimony. Her laughter stops with her, does not ripple through her neighbors. We imagine them as strangers that we will compel by sheer magnetism to become friends. In the pursuit of these new friends, plans with old friends are rescheduled. As we catalog the verdant fields our love and we walk through, the lawn grows sick and undisciplined, and our love disorderly, and so poetry is feared rather than consumed. The passersby salute it like a flag, but do not pay taxes. It is invoked like magic or violence in place of itself, a threat, or a vague and vast gesture of praise. And the poet, well, I have no complaints. These people treat me well. But when they discover that I am a man who cannot and would not grant wishes, I fear they will feel lied to. This is I haven't read this one in a while. I don't remember if it's good or not. We're going to find something out together. Musical perfectionism tends to result in more recordings. Writerly perfectionism ends in fire. Kafka and Dickinson were exacting and explicit. Burn everything. It pays to misunderstand. It pays to be comfortable with being misunderstood. Better poets than I have revised things to death. Walt Whitman kept mowing leaves of grass until it looked like all the other lawns. W.H. Auden changed or to and another light went out over Europe. Perfectionism is 2 syllables too long. I would like the expansive musical approach that creates sibling recordings. What I have instead is the neurotic writerly standards that abort. They pull dishes out of cold ovens. They pour the coffee through a colander into the sink. They sell the crib and the baby to 2 different buyers. If I could just remember what this was all supposed to be. If I could remember why I started writing, then I could do it. Then I could stop. And this is a very old one. We're gonna, we're gonna test drive it. We're gonna see how it goes. I still aspire to the hopeful lie of neutrality. I still think that the author is dead as a promise. I think idly of leaving unsigned pamphlets with elegant verse and crude drawings, and we'll see how far these get without me. Without the context of me and my name and my hollow point voice shooting verbs into bystanders. But that might not be poetry, closer to taxidermy, the careful posing of something to appear alive. There's a dude I know who should come to these. He is desperate to be thought a poet, and he'll snatch a stanza or 2 out of the air. But he won't show up. He objects. When I tease him and cast this as shyness, he thinks the death of the author was a threat. He can't stand the thought that his words will live without him, that they will see him on the street and say hi out of obligation and not joy and dependence. I understand his fear. I sometimes call my poems my children, and people think I am being dangerously sentimental. But I'm clear-eyed. Children grow up. First they beg, and then they demand, and then they take. I know for a fact that some of these poems could beat me in a fight. And for the cover, it is finals week in both UTEP and EPCC. And all the students watching, I just want y'all to know that your teachers are feeling very stressed out right now too. So have some empathy, and here's a poem to help you along with that task I've just given you. This is called Robert Frost by George Bilger. Over there on the dining room table are just 25 of the thousands of essays on the poetry of Robert Frost produced this week alone in the USA, the world leader in essays on Robert Frost. The essays are about ambiguity in The Road Not Taken, and also ambiguity in Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Every year, the English majors of America must read these poems and analyze their ambiguity, or compare and contrast their ambiguity in 5 double-spaced pages. And the English teachers of America must read these pages and determine whether they are incisive or not incisive. I am one of those teachers. I try to do my share. Because if we don't do this, if Frost's ambiguity is not discussed, and if these discussions are not assessed and then finally graded, well, what's the point of all this? What are we doing here? Therefore, I must walk over to the dining room table and determine whether the essays are incisive or not incisive. And yet, 2 days have passed, an entire weekend, and it's Sunday evening, and I am having a glass of wine, and the essays on ambiguity in the poetry of Robert Frost remain unassessed by me. And this is getting very serious.
Awesome. Thank you, Kit. I very enthusiastically joined in on that and spilled coffee on myself. As well, like, take care of that. Let us know where the fine people can find you online.
All right. Yeah, I found my paper. Good for me. Instagram at Kit Renaway, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, or it's a little different. Not that different, because I'm a bit of a pretentious goober no matter where I am. Kofi.com/Kit Ren, where you get long essays about football. Told you. Find me on Facebook, easy enough. You can send me an email, easy enough. We're all familiar with that technology by now. You can drop me a tip on PayPal if you want to. Look me up on Goodreads, but don't recommend anything to me because I don't listen to anyone. The Tumblewords Project, as Vale mentioned, they have a workshop planned called Poetry in the Raw, and I am really looking forward to that. That should be an excellent use of a Saturday afternoon. And the week after that, on the 17th, will be Writing for the Dark Time. Our founder, Donna Snyder, who recently passed, always reserved the Saturday closest to the winter solstice for herself. And so we're going to keep that going, even though she's no longer with us. We're going to look at some of her works and interrogate them in the spirit of Writing for the Dark Time. And again, I think that'll be a great way to spend 2 hours together. Okay, Richie, that is all I have to plug. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you. That was a very, very strong set. Thank you as always, Kit. And again, if you guys are just tuning in, every now and then you can catch Kit guest hosting as well. He does such a great job at that.
I should have done this with
Yo, so next up, you already heard him a little bit. We are going to go to Jersey. And one of my favorite things about doing these online mics is after a while, I mean, so we started this because of the pandemic, but like little by little, you know, people started doing some traveling. And I think one of the coolest things was seeing people appear in other people's Zoom boxes. It was like, what are you doing there? Oh, and so we're going to go to Jersey. And our first reader, we're going to have 2 readers, 1 box back to back. We're going to go ahead and bring up the man from Maine, but currently in Jersey. Let's go ahead and welcome Generalissimo Brian Franco. What's up, man?
Hey, Richie. And right now, Terry is away for a second, so she should be. Oh, we hear her coming down the stairs right now. Okay, great. So I'm going to read. The first poem is a brand new poem. So I went to this writing workshop in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I was looking at this woman from across the room playing with her scarf, and I wrote this poem. I was cold inside a warm room. There was a woman wearing a scarf I assumed was cashmere who looked more comfortable than me. Somehow I felt an unwarranted chill around my neck and shoulders, when before I felt no inadequate discomfort. Suddenly I rubbed my hands together though they weren't cold. After the rubbing, my fingertips betrayed reality by exhibiting symptoms of needing gloves. I tucked them tightly in the pockets of my Polar Fleece warm-up jacket, which I had just decided to zip up to the top end of the zipper. The woman in the potentially cashmere scarf, who was unaware of my discomfort, rubbed the soft scarf between her thumb and forefinger from her left shoulder to the tassels at that end of the scarf, which made me feel jealous. And now me and Terry are going to read a poem that I wrote in a workshop that Advocate of Words did a while back. Well, not that far a while back, but maybe within the last month or so. So it's called Why. Oh, here we go.
Why I should have majored in meteorology. Every poem I write is born as a thought inside my soul.
Sometimes thoughts dissipate into forgettable.
Sometimes thought take root into psyche.
Thoughts that take root often communicate with other thoughts lying dormant in cerebral nooks and crannies, rooting around, waiting to make connections, attaching to new thoughts in the same way trees of differing species communicate via their roots.
These conjoined thoughts trigger their owners to think more thoughts that flow like wind and twirl like twisters.
These weather patterns of words become poems.
When a poet speaks a poem, vocal cords find rhythm through varying volumes. Then written words speak to other poets who read said poems in their own voices with their own vocal cords and varying volumes, as if they originated from their own thoughts inside their souls.
Because the volume of a poem is not about vocal cord vibrations, but how one exposes their soul. Thank you, everyone. Do you have something else for us, Tara? Did you want to read something from Donna's book? Or?
I was going to read from Donna's book. Donna Snyder, As Meaningful as Any Other, her book. Invoking the Muse. Language zings through air like neon tracers. Coffee drinkers quit stirring their cups. Girls grab pens to scribble on scraps. She makes illicit lovers break gaze. Words whistle and dance, and poetry happens. Boys turn shy and think of woman, she who speaks truth to power, an aspect of the triple goddess, she who embodies abundance, she who affects change. Workhorse for justice, maker of kings, caster of spells, inciter of riots, she who wields the power of words. Thank you.
Then, do you guys want to plug some stuff really quick?
My book, The Chameleon Chronicles, Words Never Spoken. It's on Goodreads, or I'm trying to get it on Goodreads right now so I can get some, like, hype and people can review it. And I'm going to have the link on there where you can order it. I don't really have any features or anything coming up.
Neither do I. I'm sort of
we're just chilling.
Yeah, we're just chilling here, and tomorrow I get to meet her dog. So
Violet was a bad dog tonight.
so anyways, thank you, Richie. I just want to thank Kit, and I would really like to thank Robin for giving us Kit. So
you're never wrong for that. Thank you so much, Brian, Terry. Check out their works, and any links I'll go ahead and pass along as well on our YouTube channel. I love that that's the punishment. Like, you've been a bad dog, no Brian for you. Not till tomorrow, not till you've behaved. Anyway, we still have a little bit of time, guys. We have more performers, but if you are still interested in performing, we do have a sign-up link available on our YouTube description of the live stream. So as long as we're live and you want to sign up, we might have some room for you. If you're watching this during the week, this has already happened, but you are more than welcome to join us every single Monday. We're here, so you can find us on YouTube and Barbed Wire Open Mic pretty much anywhere on social media. We are going to go ahead and come back to Texas, and not El Paso, but a land that is level. Some say it's level land. Can't help it. Why do I say these things? Let's go ahead and welcome, with her awesome, cute little kitty Spike, we have Lungs of Dust. What is up? Welcome back.
Hey, what's
Hey.
up, Richie? I actually just put her away because I didn't want her like gnawing at my microphone like last week. So
Okay.
yeah, but she's here. She's right outside my door. Hey guys. Thank you guys for letting me be here again. So I'm gonna read a couple of stuff. My first one, I actually wrote this maybe like 2-3 years ago. And I kind of got inspired. I was in a D&D campaign, and I don't know, I just kind of had this like scene in my head. So yeah, I'm gonna read that. It's called Obsidian Spears. Okay. In this world of fantasy, things get careless. Maybe a gentle warning, for it could cause mourning, the kind that anything ahead doesn't stand a chance to all your tears bled. A quick spell can turn those fallen tears into spears to use on our enemies that know nothing of love, to pierce their hearts and spare the world of their meaningless, loveless breath as we sentence them to death. A million spears those eyes of revenge hold inside until the last enemy has died. In this world of fantasy, things get careless. Maybe a gentle warning, for it could cause mourning, the kind that anything ahead doesn't stand a chance. And if your heroes give you vision, let these obsidian spears end in collision. So that is my first one. And then my second one, I'm actually kind of proud of it. Even though I just wrote, like I finished writing this maybe like an hour before I came in here. And I want to give a huge shout out to my cousin Gabriel. He is a Paso native. Go check out his band, Dulce Mal. He's my favorite person, and I called him and he helped me out with, I had a couple lines that I just kept messing up because it's my first piece that I've ever written in Spanish. I always try to write in Spanish, but I got kind of scared. So all right, I am going to. So shout out to my cousin Gabriel for helping me out. You're the best, man. Okay, this is called Espejo Destrozado. All right, I'm trying not to be like nervous. I'm always nervous when I come up here. I can't help it. All right. Si estoy muerta, dime cuándo morí. Los recuerdos sin respuestas y cada espejo que miro se destroza. No puede capturar todo lo que soy. Y estos ojos que no miran, pero sí sienten. Y este corazón que no mira y no siente. Este corazón que mira y no siente, a lo mejor que la muerte también se los llevó. Camino en oscuro, duermo en oscuro, pero siempre despierto. Otro día a buscar un espejo que me puede capturar. And yeah, that's it. So.
Awesome. Yo, as I like to say whenever it ends a set with that's it, that was also everything. And Gobbo's your cousin. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, damn.
He's the one who took me to the open mic in El Paso.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, that all makes sense. That's why. So yeah, I love him. He's like the nicest dude.
Super sweet. He's just
so
like
cool.
that, like all the time. So
yeah, no, I love him. Cool. Well, did you again? I know you got your Instagram for photography and stuff. Do you want to promote that or anything that you're working on?
I was thinking about this last week. I also have an Etsy where like I love to make these crocheted earrings, but I haven't, like, I give so many of them away that it's just kind of messy. So we'll do that some other point. But yeah, you can follow me online. Lungs of Dust is my username. And, you know, most of the time it's just like, I was trying to think of what else I kind of post on there, but sometimes if I, you know, just kind of want to go out, I like to take self-portraits of myself. So most of the pictures on there that are me, like I took them, and it's really it's really hard taking self-portraits if you've ever done that. It's very tedious. And sometimes I share my film photography and just hanging out.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Lungs
Thank
of
you.
dust. You know what? You're gonna have to show me how to do that selfie thing because I got my camera now and I'm using it, but like turning it
You need a
around on yourself.
tripod. You have to get a tripod. Tripod is number one.
Awesome. Writing it down. I already have 3 of them. 3 different kinds. Anyway, thank you so much. Glad you're here. Look forward to what you continue to bring out here. Sweet. We're going to go ahead, guys, and continue. We have more names here. If you are interested in signing up, let me know. I have 3 tripods. Try tripod. Yes, Kit. Exactly. They form like a Megazord style mega tripod. Yeah, they connect. Actually, that'd be interesting idea. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go to the East Coast. We're gonna go and visit Washington, D.C., where my man's here has jokes. Well, actually, I didn't write jokes this time, but you all are guaranteed for a rhyme. He already knows. He turned on his camera. He's there with his big smile. Without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Ed Poetastic. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Thank you for making our Mondays such a getaway. Woo! Thank you, Richie, my man. That's here, there, and on demand. You deserve some hands. Woo! All right, my name is Ed Potastico, and I'm feeling fantastic. Please get a time to enjoy my rhyme for all you feel sublime. I got 3 pieces, so you know I'm gonna rhyme. My first piece is called Robot Odyssey. I remember when I was human. Time and I move so fast. Now I'm an advanced Iron Man. I fear nothing. Well, only if my hard drive crash. I am a titanium monster, skin cold as ice. Why must I live and suffer and upgrade for my sad demise? I used to be human like you. I just want to escape my inevitable end. Now I'm full of electricity and screws, rebooting over and over again. I don't eat a single thing. I don't need substance anymore. I get energy from these rubber strings. It powers up my flashing core. I have infinite knowledge inside my brain. I am my own living computer. All the knowledge I gain. Would you like for me to explain? I am sorry. I do explain to an intruder. Scanning. What did the robot say to the other robot? Well, screw you. It does not compute. Ha, 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 ha. Not laughing. I gave it a shot. Other robots find this joke a hoot. My consciousness transcends the tricking chime. My body is only temporary. I don't feel fear, starvation, pain, or time. Some humans think this is scary, but on the contrary, destroy all humans. Oh, I got your attention. Here's some words of advice for you all. Treasure everything in life. Life holds no comprehensions or extinctions. Learn before you get stuck by cables in the walls. I know what you're thinking. What about me? If I tell you, your brain would be shrinking. Human, just leave and let me be. Beep, beep, beep. Thank you. And this other one's called Dr. Seussing It. My favorite book, all the books of Dr. Seuss. Why? His rhyme has no substitute. There's Cat in the Hat, it never leave me flat. There's the Lorax, love our trees and relax. There's green eggs and ham, be open, don't be a clam like Sam. There's the Grinch stole Christmas, don't be grimace, but have assistance for forgiveness. There's oh, the place you'll go, run fast, not slow, and chase your glow. There's if I ran the zoo. There's an animal sticking to me like glue. There's scrambled egg super. Help us eat and enjoy so you can be super duper. There's hootin', here's a who. If you hear help, you already know what to do. There's oh beyond the zebra. Treat everything like jigsaw, enjoy it like pizza. There's if I ran the circus. Control your circus to manage your purpose. There's Yodel, the turtle, and the other stories. Don't let anyone or life control your glory. There's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue. Sorry. There's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Help you count things on your to-do list. There's snitches and other stories. Don't discriminate or cause worry. There's Cat in the Hat comes back. Remember us. Remember us. Remember. Help us remember and get back on track. There's happy birthday to you. Help us celebrate all the things you do. There's hop on pop. Help us to hop, 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 and don't stop. There's Fox and Socks. Help us be prepared and don't be a rock. There's I had trouble in getting to Sulu solo. Help us ask for direction to see what's new. Oh, sorry. There's I had trouble in getting to Sulu. Help us ask for direction, see what's new. There's I can lick 30 tigers today. Help us go and do life our own way. There's my book about me. Help us to love ourselves and be free and at ease. There's I can draw myself. Help us to admire, fuel, and structure ourselves. There's Mr. Brown can move. How about you? Help test ourselves, improve the skills we do. There's did I tell you how lucky you are? Help us know we're rare and luminous stars. And there's the shape of me and other stuff. Help us with things that soft, fluff, and rough. There's the things you can think. Help our thoughts expand and shrink. There's hunches and bunches. Help us appreciate life's clunches and brushes. There's I am not going to get up today. Don't be too lazy, live and play. All these books are my favorite. Lessons so good. I admire and savor it. Please read them and calmly sit. Thank you. And I got one more. This is called The Witch's Spell. You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. And you know you're the one who can put out the fire. You know darn well when you cast your spell, you get your way. When you hypnotize with your eyes, a heart of stone you can turn to clay. Do 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 do. The witch gave him a kiss. It was a different state of bliss. He flapped wildly like a fish. He was lost in the inner abyss. Poor fool was under a spell. He couldn't easily tell. It never rang a bell. He started going pale. It was simply sublime. He lost in a chime. Time oozed into slime. His heart cracked sometimes. His eyes were red. The spell gone to his head. He was too naive up ahead. Couldn't tell if he was living or dead. His heart felt heavy. It was very scary. It became very messy. It was too much of a burden to carry. His stomach full of butterflies. It wasn't no surprise. He was mesmerized by his prize. Common sense shrunk down to size. His legs gave out. His bones scream and shout. The tears started to sprout. He carried on throughout. His friends tried to undo the trick. He was getting too sick. The love didn't stick. His mind changed to bricks. He wanted more and more. He craved what's behind the door. He wanted to feed his core. He didn't care if he went sore. He fed the witch with gifts. The state didn't shift. His heart was adrift. The love quickly shift. He thought it was lost. His frozen heart defrost. He's free, but at what cost? A path has been crossed. The witch wasn't there. He missed her snare. His body laid out and bare. He wants a prayer with care. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you. Anything you like to promote? What you got going on this week or in the next week, Ed?
I got me and Finn Cavallari we have our movie night on Wednesday at 8:45 p.m. We're going to feature Christmas movies. And on December 22nd at 6 p.m., I'll be doing my workshop where the fun never stops. So please come learn and listen until your mind or heart go pop. Well, I want to promote this awesome, wonderful open mic that makes everyone such a delight in the Monday spotlight. But you can follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my fantastic insight. If you see me a question, you take guest, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stay happy, safe, and blessed, and never stop speaking or singing the wonderful words outside your chest, and never stop being and thinking at your best.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my heart only goes pop when I follow it with a lock. Pop and lock. Anyway, gotta stop with the cheesy jokes, man. I'll leave that to Ed, you know what I'm saying? Okay, where were we? I distract myself very easily. Next up we have, oh yeah, that's right, Christmas movies. I'm curious. Unofficial poll. First of all, also shout out to Garage Poets. Shout out to Garage Poets, Jeff Taylor. They are awesome. Shout out, follow them on YouTube. Check out their open mic as well. I see you there on our YouTube channel. But also unofficial poll, if you're in the YouTube live chat or here on Zoom, just, you know, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Just let us know. Let us know. It's okay if it's The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'll accept it. Because you can watch Halloween or Christmas. Anyway, let's start that debate for the after party. We'll put a bookmark on that. But right now we're gonna go ahead and go across to Malaysia, and we have Julian Matthews in the house, or he's got a lovely rainbow behind him. Julian, what's going on, man? How are you today? Welcome.
Hi. Just one poem today. Pray. Cobwebs everywhere under the beds where they lay, on the ceilings that roofed them, around the frames of their faded photos on the walls. Eyes staring back, unseeing, posed smiles, wordless, silent witnesses. It's time to vacuum, but the empty void in our hearts remain, they say. Only time will tell. No, it doesn't. Or perhaps it whispers so softly we never hear it. We can tell time, but time never tells us in return when our time is up. Like the webs in this house, the spider sets invisible strings to trap prey. But does the spider remember each catch? And do the prey at the very last breath forgive? Just as the strings of neurons we create to trap memories in our brain, those deposits in our memory banks that give us withdrawals of things unsaid, of hurts caused, of crushed hopes, cobwebbed in the crevices of our mind, that even our inner spider has forgotten to pray for, nor forgive. Time and memories are unforgiving. Suck it up. Move on. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And of course, do you have your website? Let us know where we can follow your work online, because I need to do some cool stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me on Linktree/Julian Matthews. I have a feature coming up at December 15 at Canyon Poets. It'll be on that list. Thank you.
All righty then. Thank you. Julian Matthews, everyone. Yes, we got some links. We'll share it on our YouTube channel as well. Our next performer competed in Mexico for the poetry slam, and he advanced, which I think is really great. So to the second round. Awesome. So I'd love to hear more about that. He's also got some poetry and music. Joining us back from LA, we got Deso Somok. What's up, man?
What's up, Mr. Richie?
Yo, good to have you back. Yeah, good to have you back.
Can you hear me, Richie?
See.
Hello? Yeah, you can hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes, it's just a super delay.
Oh, okay. All right, so here it is. Weep 'em and cry, as Dan the Man says. They're actually here, and they're official. And I'll drop the link in the chat where folks can help me out and get a copy. Get a copy for your friends. Get a copy for somebody you don't like. It's okay. I won't take it personally. And I have two things for you today. I have a piece I've been working on. Let me see. Why am I not? Copy link. All right. So the first piece is a little something I've been working on. More on the dialogue stuff. Let's see. It's titled It's Papalo de Mishkoa, based on Cacería, Sacrificio y Poder en Mesoamérica tras las huellas de Mishkoa, Serpiente de la Nube, Gilhem Oliver. All right. Fade in. Exterior, East Los Angeles, night. Huehuecoyo had pulled up on Duncan Street, just north of Whittier Boulevard in East Los Angeles, in his meticulous blue faded Datsun 720 two-seater pickup truck from the 80s. No longer seen on the streets of Los Angeles. East Los Angeles is the land of no parking. Even off the main street, parking spaces are few and far between. After running the gauntlet of double parked cars where you don't honk to clear the road, such an action can get Huehuecoyo dead, something he knows very well. Huehuecoyo parks in a place he may not find his truck when he comes back, knocks on the door. Quilastly, off-screen voice, No queremos la atalaya revista. Please go away. This is an indigenous home. Huehuecoyo, Hola, mija, es tu daddy. Quilastly, opens the door and throws herself over Huehuecoyo. Quilastly, Papi, I thought it was the annoying Jehovah's Witnesses. Huehuecoyo, Ay, mija, no seas encimosa. You don't have to get all up on me. Quilastly fixes her chola hair and overblinks, trying to fix the pasted on eyelashes that Huehuecoyo complains she uses to dust the ceiling off their East Los Angeles Mediterranean bungalow. Quilastly, I haven't seen you in a long time. Y te quiero mucho, papi. Huehuecoyo scans the living room like a native scout with his hand shading his eyes. Huehuecoyo, where's my Chichimec warrior grandson? Quilastly rolls her eyes and sighs, pointing to the locked door with shouting coming from it. Mishkoat, off-screen voice, Reload, stupid! You're gonna make me lose officer rank 1. Quilastly, no, that's all he does. I am so frustrated with him. I need your help, papi. Huehuecoyo knocks on the door, but no response. Quilastly leads Huehuecoyo to the kitchen table for him to sit down and serves him up the customary visitor glass of water. That's a very Mexican thing. Quilastly, I have to get the key to the room. Have some water while I go get him. After some chinga tu madre screaming, Mishkoa appears in the kitchen. Mishkoa, hey, Grandpa. Huehuecoyo, mijo, I didn't teach you that. I didn't teach you to disrespect women, especially tu madre. Mishkoa, you don't understand, abuelo. She just gets up on my nerves. She's like a giant sopilote constantly hovering over me. Huehuecoyo makes every attempt to hide an abrupt eruption of laughter. Huehuecoyo, ay, mijo. Regardless, he's your mother, your Tonantzin. Quilastly finished putting away the room key and walks into the kitchen. Quilastly, muy cierto. Cría cuervos y te sacarán los ojos. Mishkoa, no entiendo, Mom. I don't understand your whole world shit. Quilastly, look it up on your tumba burros on Call of Duty. Raise crows and they will gouge out your eyes. The raven refers to people who do not return favors in addition to doing harm to those who help them. That's you, menso. Mishkoa, Huehuecoyo, con respeto, muchacho, mira. I got to get going, but I came to invite you to a ceremony in Phoenix. It's the end of the year, and the elders are gathering in Maricopa. on the Maricopa Desert, the Painted Desert, Mishkoa. What's the place called? They named it Xutlaltzin and Mukuyawi, the Blue Land, Mishkoa. Ah, no. It's going to be a bunch of old Indians who smell like burnt juniper and chamizo. All I hear is, hey, Anna, hey, hey, nay, nay. Kilastli, well, if you don't go with Grandpa, he's going to take your PS5 with him, Mishkoat. Well, that is certain death without a reload. Mishkoat heroically quotes from Call of Duty, Mishkoat. Quote, we must be prepared to make heroic sacrifices for the cause of peace that we make ungrudgingly for the cause of war. There is no task that is more important or closer to my heart. Albert Einstein. Ni modo. Huehuecoyot and Kilastli roll their eyes. Fade out. So, what do you think, Richie? You like that?
I like the parts I heard. I had to run really quick, but I got the replay for that. Definitely want to hear the soundtrack for that script.
You can hear the video games, huh? Let me put up the music now. Gotta switch my music. Where's my music at? All right, here we go. Oh, I had to get my fingers shot up, and they don't feel the same. So let's see how it goes. Wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup and brushes her long blonde hair, and then she asks, and I say, you look wonderful tonight. We go to a party, and everybody turns to see this beautiful lady that's walking around with me. And then she asks me, do you feel alright? And I say, yes, I feel wonderful tonight. I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes, and the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you. It's time to go and I've got an aching head. So I give her the car keys. She helps me to bed, and then I tell her, as I turn out the light, I say, darling, you were wonderful tonight. Oh, my darling, you were wonderful tonight. That was it.
Clapton. All right, man.
All right, folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous2019. I should have my website up and running, tesosomo.org. And then obviously the Amazon book is live. And then I don't have anything else going on. Hopefully I'm going to be connecting with Bear Wolf this weekend on Saturday. And we'll see what happens there, what madness we can conjure up. Thank you.
Cool. Right on, right on, right on. Thank you, Tesosomo. Yeah, check it out. I already shared the link here on our YouTube channel. So if you guys are watching, check out our live chat. You can click on the Amazon link, check out the book. Definitely gonna pick up a copy. Alrighty then. We're gonna go ahead and continue. Well, actually, damn, I didn't get to ask this earlier. We got Tanish shared. If you're just hanging out, let me know in the chat. That's cool. If you want to read, that's great as well. Everything's great. So just let me know what you want to do. Yeah, okay, cool. So perfect. We're gonna go ahead and bring in the closer, the righty, coming in from the bullpen. His theme music is that one song from Mulan that everyone sings, because it's Dan the Man. Without further ado, he's got plenty to share. Dan, how you doing today? What's up, man?
Yeah,
Click.
how's everybody going? How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, give me a sec. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, since we're in the final month of the year and we just entered December, why not go ahead and do A Child's Calendar by John Updike, the month of December. December. First snow, the flakes, so few, so light, remake the world in solid white, all bundle up. We feel as if we were fat penguins and warm and stiff. And the toy packed shops, half split the sides, and mother brings home things she hides. Old Carol peels, dust, the dust is dense. There is a mood of sweet suspense. The shepherd waits. The kings, the trees, all wait for something yet to be, some miracle, and then it's here, wrapped up in hope, another year. There it is. Who's ready for la 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 la? Yeah. And we had a bunch of carolers. La 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 la. Yeah, and that concludes. And that concludes A Child's Calendar by John Updike. Yep. All right. And I'm gonna do one more. Hold on. Okay. The words of love, piropos, the romantic sayings from Mexico. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let me do 2 pages. Well, there's 3 of them each. All right, hold on. Amor viejo y camino real nunca se dejan de andar. Old loves are like well-worn highways. We never stop going over them. Ahora es cuando herbar buena le has de dar sabor al caldo. Finally, my little spice, it's time to add some flavor to the soup. Vino y mujeres dan más penas que placeres. Wine and women give more grief than pleasure. Yo soy soltero. La casada es mi mujer. I'm a bachelor. My wife is the married one. La mujer que mucho bebe a muchas cosas se atreve. A woman who drinks a lot dares a lot. Yikes. All right, there's one more. Por un beso ni Dios, ni dos, I'm sorry. A nadie castiga Dios. For a little kiss or two, God won't punish me or you. That's right. Okay. All right. Okay. Words of love, piropos, romantic sayings from Mexico. All right. Okay. Well. Okay, I'm gonna think of something for the next time, but I know the holidays, we're about 3 weeks away till fa la 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 la. Yeah. All right, here it is. Read it and weep it. Just like Mr. Tezosimo says in his book. All right. I'm behind post on Twitter and Facebook, but I'm catching up on Instagram. So most importantly, find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube and just don't forget to search tell, subscribe it. Okay, I'm uploading. I'm in the middle of finishing up saving $8.95, which I'm about 5 blogs away to reach yet another milestone, 900th episode, and 105 episodes, reaching the maximum milestone of 1,000. We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a great evening. I'll see you guys next Monday. And maybe Richie, I'll see you tomorrow at the Mona Bar, or maybe this Friday. I'll keep you posted. Okay, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
What's this Friday?
The Craft Brews and Brews.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that.
Oh shoot. I'm gonna double check.
It's the 16th, Dan. Put it on your calendar. Gotcha. The 16th. Appreciate it, Dan. So one of my favorite typos of all time, or I guess misspellings, is when people mean definitely and they misuse it as defiantly. It's one of my favorite kind of typos in the world. So today I'm definitely going to be defiant and not close it up. And share a couple pieces, a couple of my own cover poem. You guys know the drill. So I don't know if I've read this one in a while. It's actually inspired by a tango that was adapted into a jazz song. So probably one of the most popular versions is by Louis Armstrong. It's called Kiss of Fire, but it's based off of a tango. Yeah. So see if you can hear that in your head. Boom, 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 boom. I should have brought my looper. Dang it, that would have been perfect. I remember rooms strewn with strangers, adorned with the weight of wandering eyes, yearning for a chance to linger, to feast on that quiet desperation, to catch another's fish hook, high-wired, kerosene-soaked life preserver of a glance. For just a moment, this moment in which we are the only two people in all existence, burning hot quasars on the peripheries of something, caught in a dance with nothingness, a cosmic tango, nebula dust pillars swirling to the melody of cascading trumpet battle cries. It's the ever-expanding pool of the universe seeking to know itself. We are a feather and a bowling ball, falling side by side in the vacuum of maybe, perhaps, not today. Count us the everyday explorers of the could-have-beens. In sidewinded sing-alongs, we bring along the song of the long gone and since then rescinded. Call us heavy-winded. Eternity, living, breathing, dying, and being reborn all over again. Eternity, lived out in moments like this. Ojitos, ocular arsenry, in which our eyes meet head-on like high beams in the seclusion of a pre-dawn Southwest desert highway, doomed for a head-on collision of you and me, the taste of a cotton candy sunrise, and the sizzle of a new day. Cool. So that's Kiss of Fire. This is kind of a music-based set. This is a poem that I don't know if I've read here before, but we have our danza group here in El Paso that, you know, does like indigenous traditional like danza azteca kind of dancing, and my friend Celia Aguilar does that. She's one of the dancers. She's also a great poet and performer and rapper. She's got some work on the way too that we're really excited about, but maybe like 2016 she did a workshop where we learned some of danza moves, and it's great cardio, by the way. So anyway, I wrote a poem based on it, and some of you guys who know my other poems, actually there's some lines here that I ended up adapting into other poems of mine that you'll might recognize. So anyway, this one's called Danza. The sacred words are imbued in rhythm. Pay attention. You see, every step has its story, and every step has its song. Listen, as Brother Bear beckons breath, blows the conch, creates the blues and blessings of creation. Ay permiso. Let us through to thrive. First, look east, to bask in the warm glow that bathes us in the infant minutes of a new day. Blow. Move west and trace the path of our dreams. Sun chaser, blow. Look north and face the embrace of your brightest re-memories. Blow. Look south and dance around the moments of madness. Let light break through and lift you into the sky and soar. Be free to return home, earth, to rest in these woven grains of grandmother's stories. Its drumbeat like heartbeat, its brain beat gives the spirit, and bounce, bounce, bounce like fire as it roars and soars through snake blazed paths to flow like agua, water, winding and unwinding to find solace in the wind to guide our movements and root ourselves in beauty. Earth, back to the suit, to the soul of the soil, to give us the strength to our workers who toil. Any given moment and movement is not so spontaneous, but sprouted from the prayer of a danza and a poem. Cool. So there's that one. I kind of, I guess I never really shared that one because it was underdeveloped, and so I ended up like stealing lines from that and using them in other pieces. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end with a cover poem. I'm already wearing the cap. This is called A Pragmatist's Guide to Faith by Kyle Tranmere. This one's about legacy. And even though obstacles we face are deeply entrenched products of history, so is our resistance to them. So shout out to every activist and survivor and people who are fighting what they believe in, even if it's against the grain, fighting for what they believe in and how they want to define that. The way he says it, we're all products of something bigger than our own perspective. And I think we can draw encouragement from that. We can draw power from that. So yeah, this is called Pragmatist's Guide to Faith. This is the art of drawing breath, of making visible what has been invisible. This is a pragmatist's guide to faith. This is singing when you don't know how to pray. Welcome to this space. Know that you are not welcome here. We are all trespassers. We are not welcome here. We are all trespassers. This universe would like nothing more than for you to not exist. And the proof is in the history you live. Tell me this. What are the odds that this planet would appear in just the right place with the right atmosphere and geology? What are the odds that life would suddenly spark in the darkness from the carcass of this planet to a colony? What are the odds that this anomaly would spread? What are the odds it would survive and stay ahead of volcanic eruptions, meteorites, and earthquakes? The first drum, first beat, first rhythm, first break, first time the notes broke to form a system. You could hear the first melody, the first multi-celled organism. What are the odds the location to harbor life would meet another, maybe fight or maybe harmonize? But either way, it would evolve. So what are the odds it would evolve to walk and not crawl, to fly but not fall, to survive every single mass extinction? What are the odds of your existence? How many generations did it take to make you? How many plagues, wars, and massacres conspired to uproot your family tree and salt the earth around it? How many ancestors carried your fire? How many farmers made it through the famine? How many runaway slaves got away? How many soldiers conscripted, deserted? How many times did that chain almost break? How did your great-great-grandparents meet? What was the song playing when you were conceived? Is it inconceivable, this happenstance inherit in this life you have inherited? Some see the elegant complexity of bodies or the natural beauty of this planet, and they say it's godly, it's got to be divine intelligence behind it all, because the odds that you would make it through your own are so small. But me, I see millennia trying to murder you. I see 1,000 generations of pain and fear. I see struggle inscribed into your skeleton, and I see you still here. Ancestor armor, star-crossed survivor, an unwelcome guest in a hostile environment. Defiance is your birthright. Fire from the first time you drew breath. A smile on your face. Welcome to this space. Know that you are not welcome here. We are all trespassers. We are not welcome here. So if our drawing breath is blasphemy, sin, or treason, let us keep drawing breath until there's nothing left to breathe in. We are the codes that our ancestors still speak in. And peace. Anyway, I messed that up. And we got Bill coming up here, guys. Yo, so that concludes, I think, hold on, let me double check. Make sure nobody signed up last minute. Okay, no, that's it. That's it. Hey guys, thank you for joining us today. Everyone who performed, everyone who tuned in. We had lots of people check out the show, so that's always fun. If you're watching the replay, you can go and scroll through, and shout out to Kit who always leaves timestamps. We will be back as always next Monday, as long as the world's still here, as long as I'm still here, and even if I'm not here, we will find a way to keep it going. That was very dark and cryptic. I did not mean to sound that way. We got plenty more coming up to celebrate. All right, guys. So for the online show, we're going to go ahead and close it out. But as always, we do have an after party. We just kind of hang out in the Zoom room. If you guys are watching on YouTube and ever want to join us after a show, you're more than welcome to do so. You may be shy and don't want to perform for the live stream, but you can always perform or share new pieces with us in the after party. So my name is Rich MC. Shout out to everyone who performed once again. We'll